then I can get it posted faster. So you're going to still be adding or subtracting fractions. So I want you to write, especially distance learners, just so I know you're watching this, LCD above there. I'm going to do the even LCDs, and then I'm going to have you guys do the odd LCDs, and then we're going to go back and do a couple in full. But first of all, you have to find that LCD. And remember, it needs every factor. So it needs a 3 for the number, and then for this kind, it's the highest power of the variable. But that actually is the last section. So all the other ones on here are going to have in the denominator some things with pluses and minuses. And I want you to put those in parentheses because I want you to consider it one thing and one thing only. All right? That is one thing, and your LCD needs that one thing. And remember, they're linked with that plus. If W was a 4, that's the number 7, and you need a 7. If that's the number 5, that's an 8, and you need an 8. So you need the whole thing, because some kids say, oh, it already has the W. It doesn't, because that W is holding hands with the 3. And they're completely linked, right? So you need to have that entire chunk and another W. So having said that, whoa, yikes. So having said that, what do I want you to put in parentheses? Both of these. So you realize that that's one chunk, and you need that whole chunk in your LCD. So and Gorgeous, you probably already have these written down from work time, right? If not, you should be writing them. I know, me too. Then over here, we need that whole chunk. We're going to go to the back side. We're just going to work on LCDs. Number 8, I won't put anything in parentheses, right? So actually, I'm going to wait on 8. I'll do 7, and I'll have you guys do the odds on the front, and then number 8. So what do you think I'm going to say? Now, you guys listen in here pretty well, except for one of you. Yep. Be in here every day and not even do it. I would put both of these in parentheses, and I would go over here and do x plus 4 and an x minus 2. Both of them are in parentheses, so you need both in your LCD. All right, so back to the first page. Distance learners, I want you to do the same thing when you watch this. I want you to, just in the next 2 minutes, go put the LCDs on the odds and on number 8 on the back. And I'm just going to walk around the room. So distance learners, you should for sure have those LCDs down. Remember, if there's a plus or a minus, consider it one thing, and I put parentheses around it. We're just going to kind of walk around and see if we're getting our LCDs on there correctly. So go to number 1, Gorgeous. You don't have to do the whole problem. You have that correct for the LCD. I just want to make sure you can get the LCDs down correctly first. That won't take you very long. Actual process. You didn't do anything today, Nick? You got it, and you got it.
I did the back side.
Oh, perfect. See, you guys, I just did the evens. I want you guys to do perfect. I just want the LCDs. This one also needs the X. You might say it already has one. It's holding. What was that? You can look on my desk and see if there's one sitting there. Perfect. Yes. Yep, that's why I'm doing it. You need to have all pieces. What's in parentheses? I like your outfit today. What's in parentheses and what's not. All right, most of you had a chance to do it. Anything that goes in parentheses is one thing. You also need the other thing. A lot of kids will just say x plus 1 because they're like, it already has an x. It doesn't. I want to show you again with numbers. If x was a 5, that really was a 6 on the bottom. And then there was a 5 over here. Your LCD is 30. It needs both of those. Does that make sense? With the numbers, it looks better. So let's go take a look at the next one down here. Anything in parentheses is holding hands, and it's one single thing. That is not an x and a 2. It's an x minus 2. If x was 7, that's the number 5, and you need it in your LCD. All right? It doesn't have, and now if this was also x minus 2, you're done, but that one's just an x. How many of you had one or both of those two down correctly? I saw most of you, yeah, did. So let's go to the next one. Whoops, Sorry about that. When I scroll, it's being kind of weird. So again, W and this plus 2 is not a W and a 2. It's not like a W and a 2. It's a W linked with a 2. So you need the whole thing. What else do you need, Lily? Another W. Perfect. And on the back, number 8, there are no pluses and minuses. So that is a 3 and a P, and it already has the other P. All right, so that's the first thing, is getting that LCD down. Now we're going to go do 2. I don't like to record much over 10 minutes, so I think we'll start here with number 7, since I'm already on the back. So can you put your phone away, Summer, please? All right, here we go. On number 7, you still need to take that LCD, just like you've been doing, and you're going to write it on the bottom. I'll just do this one. I'll do 2 of them nice and slow. All right? And then you have to write it on the bottom of the other one. When I used to teach this, sometimes I'd let kids at this step just write the letters LCD down there, but I don't know if your teacher would accept that. So we're just going to put the whole thing there. But I would let them just write LCD here and then LCD here. But it's really not about the bottoms, it's about the tops. And you still need to give it what it doesn't have. So this one has the X plus 4. You see me circling it? Right, Lily? Right, gorgeous? It has this one. What does it need? X minus 2. Yeah, so it's the same thing you've been doing. It's just a little trickier. I'm going to get that out of there here. Just a sec. Go away. Go away. All right, so it has the X plus 4, but it needs an X minus 2. So you're going to go times X minus 2. Likewise, this guy has the X minus 2. What does it need? The X plus 4. Exactly. Now you're just going to go deal with the top. So you're going to say, well, this would be an X times X, not 2X, but X squared. And X times a negative 2, so a minus 2X. On the other one, you got to hop the 5 in, and 5 times X is a 5X. And 5 times 4 is a 20. All right? We good so far? And then just like we did on the easier ones, we said, well, now that we have the LCD, we're going to keep it. So on the bottom, go ahead and write an X plus 4. And I'm going to do one more with you, and then have you try one on your own. If you haven't had class yet today, you might not be able to do one on your own. Most kids have already had class today. The whole next group. Anyway, so we have X plus 4 and X minus 2 on the bottom. And then on the top, you have to combine your like terms. What do you think, Summer, are the like terms up here on the top?
2X and 5.
Yeah. So the X squared is going to stay in your answer, because it doesn't have any other X squared. And if you didn't hear her at home, she said the minus 2X and the plus 5X. And those make a plus 3X. And then the 20 doesn't have any friends to combine with either. You should really make sure that top doesn't factor in case something cancels. But when you think of things that make a 20, like maybe 4 and 5, you can't get a 3 out of them. 10 and 2, you can't get a 3. This one doesn't factor, but if you kind of got to check that, I'm going to circle it, and it's done. All right. That was a hard one. It was towards the end. So now I'll go do an easier one and see if, let's go take a look at number 1. All right. So I have my LCD because it needs the X plus 1 and the X. Those of you at home, I'm just going to slowly rewrite each fraction with the LCD. So I'm going to do an X plus 1 here and an X here. All right, so I'm going to give you guys enough time to write that. Did I give you enough time, Nyla, to write that down? I'll also slow down a little bit. All right, who can I pick on? I'll go, how about Callie? This first one has the X plus 1. What does it need?
5.
Perfect, go like that. See what we're doing? So Nick, this next one has the X. What does it need? Go ahead, help them out. X plus 1. Perfect. All right, so you give it the one it does not have. Excellent. And now you go do that. I've got to multiply 2 by x. Be careful and make sure you distribute that in when you multiply it by 3. So do a 3x plus 3. What do you think, Sky? Do you think you're done? Or do I have to keep going? Do I circle it and move on to number 2, or am I done?
You're not done.
I'm not done. Right. I've got to, now that I have the common denominator, thank you, I keep it. Boom, boom, boom. Right, Jackson? I'm going to keep it. And then I have to do what it says on the top. Jackson, what are the like terms up on the top that I can put together? Well, I'm going to put the x's together. You're right. But I'll be doing 2x's plus 3x's. So we're going to have 5x's and then just plus a 3. Nyla, that's done. Because you can't factor the top, so you just go circle it and you quit. So Summer, you haven't had class yet, right? Do you kind of think you got the gist of it, or do you want me to do one more with you guys?
I got it.
You got it? How about, Kelly, you haven't had class yet. Do you want to try one more together?
I think.
You think you got it? All right, let's go try then. Let's go try number 3. Let's see if you got it. So I'm going to pause the recording here while you guys try number 3. And at home, if you're doing this, you should try number 3 on your own as well. Keep in mind that if you're at home, you guys, you should have gone to math class first before. I'm not giving you enough really to get it. Some of these guys are, but you kind of like, I think this is a lesson. You need your full half hour for Monahan or Peshman today. Lily, how did it go in class today? It's okay. Yeah, you need kind of a lot of it, right? I'm just giving you a little bit because some of these guys already had class today. So we're trying number 3, and I am going to pause so that they don't have to hear me walk around the room. Class. All right, they did great, guys at home, but just to make sure, because I can't check yours. So you guys in here, if you got, what was the answer, Summer?
For what, 3?
Number 3. Just you guys in here, if you got 7x minus 6
Yeah.
over this LCD, then just keep working. If you didn't, then watch me, all right? So here's what they did. They said, all right, we got to rewrite, oopsie. Got to rewrite, just don't be blurters in class. You don't seem like blurters, you girls. I have Jackson in the next one. When he gets it, he then goes to class, and I think he starts blurting it. And that, as a teacher, like, that would drive me nuts. Like, he's so not, it's harmless. But he gets it, and so then he goes to class, he's like, he blurts before other kids have a chance to get it. So just you girls who haven't had class yet today, just kind of nod and smile, and in your head go, I already get how to do this. All right? So we're putting them both over the LCD. And I was walking around, and Nyla grabbed this one and said, oh, sorry, guys. Already has the x. It needs the x minus 2. She wrote this. Summer on this one said, well, it already has the x minus 2 in it, so it just needs the x. When you distribute this in, which everybody in here did, just make sure that you do the 3 times the negative 2 as well. And then this other one's just 4x. And then everybody who I checked, and again, you distance learners, I can't check yours at home, but you should have all 4 of these that we did in class done, which only leaves you 4 for homework. So it's kind of a good gig to get a credit for somebody doing your work with you. And then they combined that, and they said they got a 7x. Sky, you had that too, right? It was really tiny, but I could have swore I saw 7x minus 6 on the top of yours. You write so small, I couldn't quite see, but it looked great. Awesome. So there's our final answer. So distance learners, remember, I need to see a picture, not of this whole done worksheet. That's not what you had to accomplish in academic lab today. You had to do the 3 that I did with you. And then shoot me a picture of that, all right? Have a super day.